Alright, let's defend Stella! Now Stella is one of those characters where it's easy to hate because she acts like a bitch and shit talks her husband. Now I partially won't defend her cunty behavior, nor do I consider her sympathetic, unlike other characters I previously mentioned. However, it doesn't help that there are people who look at Stolas and think he's 100% innocent because he's the victim of abuse, and not realizing they're both at fault. If not, Stolas is more at fault. If there's one thing that is easy to defend, it's the rape allegations. Now, I'm not sure how it started. Perhaps people look at the party episode and assume the worst. However, it's obvious both were forced to continue the Goetia bloodline without neither of their consent. I wouldn't be surprised if they are the same people who looked at the Vaggy's PTSD flashback and thought Adam was a rapist. Yes, because both God and Sarah would definitely allow a first man to violate women without consent in heaven of all places. So yeah, Stella is not a rapist. Shocking, I know. However, the allegations she won't beat, nor will I defend, is ordering to assassinate his husband. We can all agree it's not just bad, but also very dumb on her part because she would easily lose her power. That being said, she's still a good mother to Octavia, or at least we assume, because the show can't bother showing us their relationship. But they definitely won't shy away Stolas and with Octavia's relationship. Now I'll give Stolas somewhat of a pass on this when he thought going on a circuit thinking it would be a great idea. I'm not married or anything, but I presume we all seen this in media where the father thinks he still knows his child even if they barely interact with each other, not realizing, oh shit, my child has grown up and have different taste. What I don't excuse is him forgetting an important event like looking at the stars with his daughter because, oh, I need to tell my wife she's a bitch on a phone because that's more productive. When Octavia decided to go to Karakura Town, I mean America, which state I already forgot, you would think finding your daughter would be the highest priority, but this is Stolas we're talking about. He gets distracted by his boyfriend. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this gay little nigga is more important than finding Octavia. It took Luna Mari all day because Octavia learned to use Shunko just so she could fast travel to fast countries until she got bored. Let's talk about the divorce and let me get this out. Yes, I get this is hell, and betraying your wife may not be as bad as doing it normally, okay. However, what I don't like are the double standards because if Stella is an abuser, so it's fine for Stolas to be disloyal to his wife. No, go fuck yourself. It's either both are bad or none of them are. Especially when, again, the show doesn't bother to tell nor show us if Stella is going after other men. Perhaps both Octavia and Stella off-screen met Jesus himself, thinking this forced marriage could have been fixed. We don't know. And of that, you know how people, mostly women, will say male writers can't write women? Yeah, that goes to women writing men. You mean to tell me both Blitzo and Stolas do fuck all and cope by just crying all day? With Stolas, I could easily believe him going after Shatan since he went to talk to Asmodeus, ask him for workout advice, and in a few months becoming buffed as fuck. Like, could you imagine going up against a shredded guy that can also use magic? Okay, technically Sukna exists, but you get the idea. Similar to Blitz, I can see him be a literally me character. Specifically Ryan Gosling, either drunk driving for fun or even do contracts without his co-workers' help because perhaps maybe he's just that guy. But no, they just both are faggots and deserve each other. We are not the same. Speaking of faggots deserving each other, I presume we've seen the Amazon version of Helluva Boss Pilot. TLDR, Blitzo gets a phone, answers it, surprise to no one, Stolas, talks about gay shit, hangs up the phone, and then we see Stolas' room. Now, I don't know about you. Having a portrait of your wife and daughter, knowing that you're betraying them, makes Stolas look like a piece of shit. And if Blitzo would agree, would the portrait still be there while they're having sex? Or would Stolas put the portrait somewhere else? We don't know. Other than that, I'll be frank, I didn't think there's much to say about it. Stolas just sucks.